The redesigned 2025 Tucktec solves three main problems that other models have had. Today, we're gonna compare those upgrades, put them on the water, and test them out. All right, so the first change is the removable fin. So on previous models, it was riveted right into the boat, and sometimes that could cause a banana fin scenario where it bends and gets stuck into that place. This year, you can remove the fin with the Velcro strap, and it comes right out. So if you want to paddle it without the fin, you can, but you can also add it in. It also makes it easier to fold up or roll up into its folded version. The downside to this model that's removable is you lose the ability to raise and drop the skeg from inside the cockpit. So if you're backing out from a beach or trying to get out of a small creek with lots of weeds or anything, you have no way to lift that out of the water while you're in the cockpit. The second big change is they've added this Cockpit Support Brace. So this piece of PVC that goes around the cockpit adds a ton of stability or rigidity to the cockpit and the boat as a whole. So the big thing on these boats, and what I really didn't like about them last year, was if you put enough pressure on them, they kind of fold like a taco. And they just don't hold up very well to a ton of wave pressure, or if you have somebody who's larger in the boat, it can actually start to buckle the boat. This one here, if I try the same thing, it does not want to bend at all. That additional support here makes a huge difference in terms of performance. The other thing about this brace is it actually connects to the backrest. So the older model has quite a bit of play here and moves a lot, whereas this one doesn't have a lot of motion to it and adds quite a bit of additional support. The third and maybe most important upgrade they've made is they changed the way that the boat actually clasps. So on this one, you'll see the clasps are on the inside of the boat. What this did was created a lot of pressure on each of those as you were closing them, and the fourth one was always really challenging to close. This new model, they've put them on the outside of the boat on the top of the cockpit, which gives you a better leverage point for when you're actually building it. It's gonna make this boat a lot more accessible to a bunch of people who just don't have the strength that was required to build previous models. So one bonus upgrade that they made was they changed the way that the footrest actually connects to the boat. You'll see these new systems, you actually have to rotate it to find the little hole and pop it out. And so it's just more secure once you've added it in, which is just an overall better experience. All right, let's take this down to the water and see how it compares. Now that we're out on the water, my first impression is that this boat is not designed for tall people. I'm about 6'2", and that footrest is as far as it goes, and my knees are up in the air. If I want to not use the footrest, I can definitely put my feet in underneath or rest them on the sides, but it's a little bit uncomfortable. The seat also, there's a whole forum online of other upgrades that you can make to these boats, and you'll see people customize them all the time. The seat is often one of those upgrades that they make. Looking at the tracking of this boat, it's not bad for a 10-foot flat bottom, like super wide boat. I can spin it fairly easily, but here, I'll show you. When I'm paddling straight, there's definitely some side-to-side turn to it as I get going. But once I'm moving, it's not too bad. I can actually keep a straight line pretty decently. It's definitely a little bit harder coming into the wind paddling. It wants to zigzag a little bit more, but it's not hard to control. In terms of stability, it's quite a stable kayak. Tons of primary stability. There's not really any putting this boat on edge. It's a flat bottom 10-foot rec boat. I think it's stable enough that I could stand in it, so I'm gonna take off everything that could get damaged and give it a shot. So there it is. You can stand up in the Tucktec. I do not recommend it. It's a little bit dicey. But it is stable enough that I could get standing in it. Now, from a cockpit size for this boat, It's definitely a large open cockpit, so there's also room in here for like a small dog or a small child if you chose to paddle with them. But yeah, overall, this is a budget kayak for like $625 Canadian. I'm quite impressed with the way it performs. Like, it tracks pretty well, it's pretty stable, it's definitely for recreational use. You're not going anywhere really fast on it, but yeah, overall, it's a pretty good boat. To compare this boat versus the 2024 model, in terms of on-water performance, they're pretty comparable. They didn't really make any changes to the hull design, so it's pretty close. They've definitely made some improvements in terms of the overall design, but it's fairly comparable to the 2024 boat. All in all, I'd say it's a net gain and a much improved experience from start to finish. So we were just paddling back in, and I noticed actually two other things that I wanted to mention about this boat compared to last year's. You can definitely tell the difference in terms of the front to back bow in the boat whenever you're hitting waves. It is a little bit windy out here, so we had to fight against them a little bit. There's not as much flex in the hull as there have been in previous years, and that's because of this cockpit support that they've put around. The other thing is the way that they've folded the boat this year with the clasps on the outside. They don't need that little U-strip that they put around the cockpit on the old one, and that would always, over time, stretch and kind of come off, and you'd have to reposition it all the time. So that's kind of a nice little feature to this boat as well. We're gonna take this back in, show you how it folds up, and then we're gonna do a durability test on it. Now we're back on land, let's fold this up. And just like that, you can throw the kayak over your shoulder and into the trunk of your car. Now, before we finish this video, they say that you can take a hammer to this kayak, but we're gonna take it up a level. So we're gonna test the durability with a hammer, a sledgehammer, and an axe. So let's start with the hammer. It left a little bit of scuffing and marks, but not much in terms of damage. Next up is the sledgehammer. Let's try that again. There's a little bit of marks. I'm hitting in the same spot. So again, you can see it's marking up a little bit. Let's give it a shot with the axe. All right, you can see it definitely cut into the plastic a little bit, but it didn't go through. I'm gonna give it one more. Yeah, you can definitely see that it's sliced it a little bit, but not through the actual plastic. It can hold up to a hammer, a sledgehammer, and an axe with just a little bit of marking on the bottom.